Uh, my name is James Akimbami. I'm a security specialist or senior security analyst. I believe I spoke to some of us in the past. I think it's about a couple of weeks back. So yeah, this is an cybersecurity introductory course. So yes, the course outline of SecOps 101. That's what the course is called, SecOps 101. So we're going to be talking about today. Just going to be like an introductory section, basically. So to talk about what the course is about, what is security operations, what do we do, why is security operation needed, what is security monitoring, we talk about detection, we talk about introduction to incident response, what does it mean. So security has got massive branches or differences, if you want to call it that, but our own focus today or in this course is going to be talking about the security operations, or what you call SOC. So basically this is the easiest way to get into security. So security is the general name, but there are branches just like any other field. So we've got what we call the blue team, which is where SOC is under. We have what is called purple team, which is like the threat hunting or threat intelligence. So this is where you'll be working with like the likes of CIA, MI5, 𝐂𝐎𝐓. So they do more of like threat intel. So they work based on intelligence to avoid any security attacks. Even terrorism attack can be linked into security as well. So there's a lot of stuff that security is involved. That's why it's very delicate area. It's very interesting as well. So we're going to be talking about introduction to an incident response. So what does it mean? So what do we mean by incident response? So you're going to hear this terminology as you join in your in your security career. You hear, oh, there's an incident. There's an incident. So I think 3 years ago, if I remember correctly, so there was a cyber breach in NHS that affected a lot of people. So we call it a ransomware incident. So this is where some group of hackers from Russia, if I remember correctly, so they encrypt NHS data, and they asked for a ransom, just like kidnapping. So but in security we call it ransomware. So basically what that means is that they will encrypt your very important data, patient's information, critical data, passport number, very important details. They would encrypt these details, and they will ask for a ransom to be paid, just exactly like what kidnapper does. But in this case it's going to be all cyber based. So it's going to be like cyber based. Basically they will encrypt the data, and they will ask you to pay fine or what we call ransom, and if you don't pay that, then they will sell your data in the dark web. So that's why organizations take security very, very seriously. Imagine if UK Home Office, imagine the amount of data they've got. Imagine we've got British passports, information about visas, a lot of sensitive information. Imagine if bad guys or bad actors get hold of this data and they encrypt it and they were demanding for ransom. Imagine what. Number one, is going to be an embarrassing thing to the Home Office. Apart from the money, they might even have the money to pay, but it comes with that reputational damage. So they wouldn't want that to happen. That's why they take security very seriously. They want to prevent it from even happening. So we're going to be talking about MITRE framework. So MITRE frameworks and kill chain. So you can see that as a methodology, or the step by step that you will use or you will take when you are managing an incident. So what's an incident? An incident is what has happened after a security breach. So a very good example is if your data is exposed, maybe by the bank, for example, wrongly. So a very good example is, I don't know if anybody is following what's happening in the UK at the moment with a guy called Nigel Farage. So what happened to Nigel Farage is that he banks with a very elite bank in the UK. They are called COTS. That's the name of the bank. Very, you can't see them on the high street. So it's very expensive bank. So before you can bank there, I think you have to have like a minimum of 1 million, in your account. So it's for the elite. So he banks with them, and for whatever reasons they debanked him. So the guy asked for what we call access request. So again, this is part of security, whereby you can go to an organization and say, I would like to ask you to provide every information that you've heard about me. For example, I can go to my bank and say, ever since I started banking with you, I want to, I will raise what we call subject access request, and I will tell the bank that I want to know everything that you have heard about me. Every information that you've heard, anything that anybody has said about me to you guys, I want to know. So by law, the bank or any organization that has heard your data, they have the right to produce that information to you, and that's what Nigel Farage has done. So he asked for his details, and he did realize that the banks has said a lot of things about him, and they've got the head of the bank. So she has gone to even disclose the amount of money that Nigel Farage has got in his bank account, and that is you breaching data privacy. So that is an incident. So because of that, that's CEO of that bank has resigned now. She has literally resigned, and there's still like ongoing cases about it. So I'm saying it just so you guys can understand, security, how important it is. It's a very, very delicate subject, and it's a very, as much as it's good in terms of money, it's also very, delicate as well. So yeah, then we're going to be talking about Security Operations Center. So what is SOC? So then we're going to be looking at lab setup. So we're going to be doing a lot of demo in terms of doing a live demo, looking at what we call SIEM solution, which is a security information event management tool, which is what you use in the SOC center. And we're going to be looking at the assessment session as well. So this is going to be very interactive section. I'm not just going to be talking because it's a first session. I really want people to be interactive, because I'm going to be explaining a lot about what it takes to be successful in this career, because this is not only what security is about. We're just going to be doing the introduction to this course, and I need to be sincere and tell you guys what you will need to be successful. So Security Operations Center. So I'll be stopping and I'll be asking questions. So I'll make it to be very interactive, and I would really indulge you guys to participate. Make sure you ask me questions. So after this, I'll kind of stop and ask, make sure that people are getting what I'm saying. So Security Operations Center. So this is an environment that is very secured. So it's got like 24/7 security analyst, and what we do is to have like a dashboard, just like what you guys are seeing now. You could see people are monitoring the large screens, and all we are doing is just monitoring live attacks. I mean, some of you will be opportune to work with like the likes of Ministry of Defense, which have been opportune to work for, Home Office, all these government departments. You would then see them that we have what we call a secure center. So secure center is Security Operations Center. It's very secure. You cannot just get in anyhow. So because of the kind of things that we see, and I think I need to say this: if you are someone that is talkative, you might not be able to do security, because you need to be able to keep confidentiality. You can't disclose everything that you see because you'll be exposed to so many vital information, so many sensitive, data, that if you are disclosed, you might go to jail for it, especially if you have signed a non-disclosure agreement. If you have signed and what we call NDA, you could potentially go to jail for that. So yeah, I need to be sincere and tell you everything that security entails. So everything that it involves. So I'm going to, keep quiet a while and just let, like I say, I want to make this to be interactive as possible. So I'll throw the floor open from when I started to where I am now. Any questions for me? And I would expect a lot of questions because this is something new and I really, really want to help you with this. So questions?
Yeah, hi James. This is Fortune. Mine is not a question, but I just wanted to clarify. I don't know if you're sharing your screen or showing anything because I cannot see anything.
Oh, yes, I'm sharing my screen. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fortune, I don't know what happened, but I'm definitely sharing my screen.
Okay, I'll log out and come back in.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I'm sharing. Yeah, I think I'm sharing it, but yeah.
Thanks for confirming. How many weeks is this course?
I believe it's going to be 3 months, so that's going to be that's going to be 12 weeks.
Oh, okay, that's good. I just registered yesterday, last minute.
Okay. Welcome. Yeah, I really want this to be very, interactive section. So do we really understand what we are trying to get into? Do we understand what is security? If people don't want to talk, I'll say, okay, why do we want to get into this course? What is the motivation? I think I can start with that. So what is motivating us? It does not matter. It could be money, it could be, somebody has told you about it. It does not really matter. But what is the motivation?
Well, yeah, it's Fortune again.
Okay.
I can see your screen now.
Okay.
I joined the program because I wanted to change my career. Currently, I am a software tester.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just wanted something new, and cybersecurity is what sort of caught my eye. Because I've also got a friend who's actually a cybersecurity professional, but he's into compliance.
Okay, cool. That's good. Thanks for that, Fortune. Any others? What's the motivation? I'm sure we should. Okay, so let me look at the messages. I think this. Okay. Adedeji is asking me, what's the big screen called in IT language? Yeah, I think it's just a SOC Operations Center basically. If you're talking about what I'm sharing now, yes, it's called SOC Operations Center, so SOC Center. Shadrach said it's money. Yeah, that's good, but I would say money is not enough. So passion should be what drives you. Yeah, money can bring you into it, but money will not sustain you. I have to be sincere with you. So you need passion to go all the way. So I really want people to talk. Yeah, it's good that you can use chat box, but I don't mind us talking to because it's better when we talk to me. So Ajayi said, is cybersecurity related to data protection? So yes, like I said, cyber is just a very big name that everybody calls it, but it's got different branches. So data protection is part of cyber. So we've got like information security and we've got cybersecurity. So we can say data protection is part of information security, but they kind of, those words are used like interchangeably. So if you understand what I mean. So Ajayi, I hope I've been able to answer your question. So who's the next person? Ade said, what is the curator or Splunk? Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's good. When yeah, I was going to talk about that, but that's fine. So curator or Splunk. So if you've joined at the very beginning, I didn't mention that we're going to be doing a live demo on SIEM. So SIEM is called Security Information Event Management. So that is the platform where all of our logs are stored. So in every organization, we have logs that are very, important to us. For example, again, I'll use an NHS. They've got like, they have like medical records, and those medical records are stored in a database. So that database is very, critical to the organization. So for us to monitor what's going on, for us to know if there's any suspicious activities going on, on that database, we need a solution called SIEM, which is spelled as Security Information Event Management. That's the name of the solution. But Curator and Splunk, they are just vendors. So these are just vendors that kind of so SIEM is a big name, but we have vendor that's, we have different vendors. Just like you have like cars, right? We have like we have Mercedes, BMW, Toyota, and all of this. Car is car, but you can have like different branches or different makers. So Curator or Splunk, they're just maker basically. They are just vendor that you can say, okay, if I want to deploy my SIEM solution, I can use Curator, I can use Splunk. But the concept of SIEM is what we are going to be looking at, not vendor. It does not matter which vendor. I've worked in an organization whereby they use Curator, they use Splunk, they use like Azure Sentinel, they use all kind of SIEMs. It does not really matter because organization A, they might be using Curator. Organization B might be using Splunk. C might be using maybe Azure Sentinel. D might be using Darktrace, or they might be using Elasticsearch. It does not really matter what vendor or solution. Those are the terminologies that we use within the within the industry. But what matters is the same, the concept of the same. What does the SIEM do and how does it do it? So we're going to be looking at that in this course as well. But yeah, thanks for that. Ebrolua said because I need to work from home. Okay, yes, again, that's a very good motivation. Yes, I work permanently from home. I've not been in the office for the last 3 years since COVID started. I've not, like the last 6 months, I've been going like once in 3 months. But other than that, I've been working remotely like for the last 3 years. So yeah, you could let you work from home, but you also have to understand that again, that's not the motivation, because work from home comes as part of the package. But the motivation should be, how can I be a successful security specialist, analyst, whatever you want to call it, professional, just so I can be able to work from home, because there's a lot that entails than just working from home. So that's able. I hope I've been able to answer your question. So Mr. Michael say change of career and passion. Yeah, brilliant. Change of career. Yeah, change of career is good, but when it comes to change of career, you have to be ready as well with what it comes, because changing a career, it's not something that is easy. I have to be sincere. Yes, yeah, people say, oh, just change career, but in reality, change of career requires a lot from you, because you are learning new things that you haven't done before, right? Because everybody wants to be in their comfort zone. That's where people like to be, something they've done for years, they know it in and out, and they're just comfortable and they just want to stay there. So when it now comes to them changing something, there's like, it takes time, it takes effort, and you have to put a lot of effort into this. change of career is good, but you have to be passionate about it. You have to give it everything that it takes for you to be successful. I'll be there to help, to support, every step on the way. But obviously, the bulk of the job, is going to be done by you, and I'll just be there to just support. So, who is the next person? Yeah, yeah, that's spot on by parts. Yes, it is an area of need in the UK. That's true. That's absolutely. I think it was just 2 days ago that the UK government, again, this is another motivation why you should get into it. So the UK government was saying that they are in shortage of cybersecurity specialists, and this is a caveat, and I have to say this. I've been in this industry in cyber for more than 7-8 years. I've been in IT generally for more than 10 years, but cyber in the last 7-8 years. And they've always been saying that there's a shortage of people in cybersecurity. It's true and it's not true. And I will tell you why it is true. It is true because the reason why it's true is because there's not so many people that are very, very good in it. So the organizations are looking for people that are really, really good. The cyber is one area that they cannot compromise standard. The fact that they need people there, they've been saying this for more than 10 years, and it's true. But the fact that they need people in that space doesn't mean that they will compromise standard, because what it entails to be a security specialist or analyst or professional cannot be compromised. You have to know it. So they cannot say because they need somebody, they will not go and get people that don't understand what they are doing, because that will cost them more than just paying people that are there. So that's why when people say yes, is an area of need, it's true, and I'll say it is also not true, because for the past, at least for me, I've known it for the past 10 years, and people that have been in the industry for 20-30 years, they've said that has always been the case. They've always said they need people in security. They need people in security. But the reason why the standard cannot be compromised is because what it entails, they just cannot, they just cannot lower the bar. They just cannot lower the standard. That's why, I really want us, people within this group, within this team, to really push themselves. And if we are very good in this industry, is one area that you don't look for job. I have to be sincere with you. But again, caveat, you have to know it. You don't look for job if you know what you are doing. Let me put that caveat there. Yes, you don't look for job, because it's all in every day. I cannot count the number of job that I get in terms of sending to me calls and everything. I was like, no, I don't need job. But it just again, because I've been in it, I've done many things, so people have recommended me. They'll just see my CV on LinkedIn, they'll just call me and whatnot. So just so you know. But caveat, it does not mean that they will lower the standard just because they need a lot of people. No, that's not the case. They won't do that. So just so we know, so that we don't say, they need people, it's easy. No, it's not. If it's easy, there will not be shortage in that space any longer. So are they saying that can you combine this with infotech analyst? I don't know what you mean by infotech analyst. Do you want to speak?
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
So what I mean is, cybersecurity is like general what everybody says, like cyber. So the way I see cybersecurity is as in two folds. So there's the kind of, for having a better word to say, like there's the admin side of things, and then there's the tech side of things. So for me, the tech side of things is like all these SOC analysts, ethical hackers and all of that. And the admin side is like compliance, policies and all of that. So my question is, and so those people on that side, the general called information security analyst, so data protection officers and all of that. So I was asking, can you combine that role as well with this? Because even when you're doing like your audit and stuff like that, you still have to do like vulnerability assessment and all of that. And then it depends on the controls that you are testing. So some of those controls are really technical and some of them are not. So that's what I'm asking. Can you combine both roles, quote and unquote? Like, can you combine both roles together?
Okay. Yeah, cool. No, it makes sense, and I'll use myself as a very good example. So, I work with DWP, Department of Works and Pension, and I won't tell you what I do because of confidentiality. I mean, I do security, but I won't tell you the area because of confidentiality. So I can't disclose that. So basically, one of the reasons why my manager hired me, he later told me, was because of my technical skills. So when I got into the industry, I will tell you a brief of myself. So I studied networking. Like I did Cisco switches, like core networking. That was what I did for my bachelor's degree. Then for my master's, I specialize in cyber security, network security, like firewall and all of those good stuffs. That was what I specialized in my master's. So when I got my first role, and then I worked as a network support engineer and all of those things. Then when I moved fully into security, I started with SOC, exactly what we are doing today, security operation analyst, SOC analyst. That was my first role. And what I did there, I did a lot of, vulnerability management, security operation and all of those things. So the problem with people that goes into GRC without the technical ability is that they always struggle, because even all of these controls, technical controls that you are talking, they are all technical controls. For example, someone might say, okay, we are going to be implementing a firewall, and it's going to be using a particular maybe TLS 1.2 and whatever. If you haven't gone through a SOC before, you're like, what is TLS? There's a lot of questions that you will not understand, because it's just like you want to walk as a child without you crawling. It doesn't really work. And this is me talking from experience, talking from someone that has done everything in security, and I mean everything. I've done governance, risk, pen testing, threat modeling, and everything. I've done everything. So it's always good for you to start from the very basics. Yes, I don't say that you should stay in SOC. You can move areas and maybe go to compliance, as you say, data protection and whatnot. But the better understanding you have as a technical person, the best for you when you go to governance. So going back to me, so my manager was now saying that the reason why he kind of hired me for this role, he went to my CV, he looked at everything that I've done. I've done a lot of technical stuff, I've done so much around that space, and it was like, yeah, this is the guy that we need, because you don't have to explain too much to me. I understood everything. If we need to do like review, like what we call like high-level design, I can review it. If I need to do a threat modeling, if I need to do a threat assessment, if I'm looking at a supplier and the supplier gave me like a network diagram, I know exactly what I'm looking for. So just to clarify, or maybe make it simple for you, and yes, you could combine it, but my honest advice or recommendation would be to start off as a SOC analyst, because that will give you the overview of everything that security entails. Not necessarily that you have to stay in SOC forever. You could, I know people that started together, they worked in SOC for like 1 year, and after which they move on to some other things. But having that foundational knowledge, it's what is going to help you to be successful. I hope I've kind of answered that correctly, Ade.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, cool, thank you. So Shola said, how much of coding does it really require? Well, again, coding is just what helps you to produce more work. So you don't need coding per se. Okay, I'll just, okay, maybe I can use this scenario. It's just like driving, for you guys that are in central London, or that live in central London. If you drive an automatic car and you drive a manual car in central London, because of the traffic and everything, what would you prefer? You always prefer automatic cars, right? Because it simplifies things for you. it makes things to be very easy, and that's what coding does. It's not that you don't have to drive automatic car in central London or in London generally. You could drive your manual car, but which one is easier, to be sincere? It's easier to drive manual car, right? So it makes it to be easy for you. You don't have to be struggling with gear in traffic, and given that how the road is in London, it's so difficult. So you're having to deal with so many people, bike, cycling guys. You're dealing with so many people, so it's easier if you don't have to do gear, and you're just you don't have to be changing gear. You don't have to be thinking about that. So that's exactly what coding does for you in your career as a security specialist. Generally in IT, because you could use coding for automation. You could do like every task that you do. Repetitive tasks that you do every day. You could use your coding skills to say, what, I don't want to be logging into my sim every morning. I'll just write a script that will put the result for me every morning. So again, it does make it easy for you. Do you need it? No. But does it make your life to be easy? Yes. So it depends. If you have the skills, why not? But you don't have to know how to code to be a security professional. I hope that clarifies it. So yeah, I don't know, we skip. Yes, this session is being recorded. Yes, correct. So then the last question is Adedeji again. Does it have any relevance with IT audit? Yes, and yes. Again, I think it was the same, very similar question to what Ade asked. So an IT audit. So as an auditor, right? You are auditing systems. You are auditing processes. You are auditing what is in place, right? That's what you are auditing. But how could you audit what you don't understand? So that's why I said, so audit it's part of compliance and governance and whatnot. So you could say audit is part of GRC. But before we get there, what we are doing in this course, in this space, for the next 12 weeks, is to go through the beginning, the basis, the fundamental of what we need to know. So these are later things that you could branch into whenever you want to. But again, how could you walk if you don't crawl? I don't think anyone has walked without, as a child, you have to crawl first. So there are stages in life, right? You start crawling. The child trying to stand up, he or she will fall down, and before you know it, the child can walk, then the child can run. So auditing, it's like you want to run without you crawling. So we start from the very basics. What is security operations? What are you doing? What are you protecting? And understanding even basis of security first. Then we can start to talk about auditing. What are we auditing? So I hope I've been able to answer your question, Adedeji. Just give me a nudge if you're happy with that, or you want me to further explain that.
Yeah, hi James. It's fortunate I've got a kind of like a question or a clarification.
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah. So I think following up from Ade's question about the admin side and also the technical side, we judging from the would I say syllabus that we were sent, that was posted on the group chat on the group. Is that all we're going to do for the training period, or that's kind of like the start?
Yeah, that's what the course is all about, because we are doing the fundamental of security. We're not doing auditing in this, we're not doing governance, we're not doing compliance. We are starting from the very, very basis, and this is going to be involving lab as well. So we're going to do labs. we're going to be doing live attacks, and we're going to see how it works. So exactly how it works in the SOC center, we're going to be seeing it. And again, that is where it starts from. So once you understood all of those, then you can then say, you know what, I'll work as a SOC analyst for like 1 year. You know what, then I'll move into governance. I think I'll prefer governance. But what that will then do for you is that you've got solid foundation. You understood it. So if you are doing governance, then you understand, because governance is, people think governance is easy. Actually, it's not. It's not really easy. If you don't understand security very well, you cannot be successful in governance, because you ask so many questions. Because all of these things are going to come back in governance. You know, all of these frameworks, you know, audits, incidents, all of them will come back. And you're like, what does this mean? What does this mean? But for me, again, talking from someone that has been doing it a long time, because I worked my way up, it's so easy for me when I did governance. It was even too easy for me. It was extremely too easy. I was like, no, this is not for me, because it was too easy. Again, it was because of my knowledge. I remember when I was working at Scottish Power, you know, at the time, and I was in a team. I joined the team, and after 2 weeks, I was doing a lot. And my manager was like, "Oh, James, thanks for coming," because some of my, you know, other team members, they don't really understand the technicality of security, so they couldn't really advise. Because they couldn't really advise, because how can you advise when you don't fully have full understanding of what you are trying to do? So that's what this is going to be covering. So we're going to be talking about the technicality of it, understand that basis, which is what everybody needs in life, really. Understand the basis, run with the basis, and go and do exploits after you've understood the basis. So yeah, thank you guys. I will move on to the next one, and we'll come back to our section again. So 1 second. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the requirements. That is what we need. So we're going to be needing, because we're going to be, like I said, it's going to be like a hands-on course. We're going to be running some VMs, or virtual machines, on our local machines. So we're going to be running Ubuntu Linux. So for some of you that are in IT already, we're going to be looking at Ubuntu operating system. And for those who doesn't know Ubuntu, I will explain when the time comes. We're going to be running a Parrot operating system. Is another form of Linux. And we're going to be running our very own friends. I'm sure everybody knows Windows. We're all probably listening to this session on our Windows machine. So for the minimum requirements, so this is the technical requirement for what your laptop needs to have. So you need a CPU of core 4. So for the RAM size, we need like minimum of 8 GB. And for the hard drive, we need minimum of 50 GB. But this is what I'm going to be recommended, so that we can have a speed that is faster and whatnot. So I would recommend CPU of 6+, at least minimum of 6, RAM of 16 GB, and hard drive. If you have like SSD, is even better. So if you don't have SSD, at least I would say 50 GB hard drive. I'll pause in that because this is a technical requirement, and I understand that some people might not be technical, they might not understand. So I would expect a lot of questions here. Please feel free to ask me questions on this requirement, because it's very important. So because this is what you need to be able to follow me on the course, because this is good, like I say, it's going to be hands-on. It's going to be less talking, but actually doing it, because that's what you need. You need to be able to do it. So when you go for an interviews, this is what you're going to be telling the interviews, that this is what I'm doing. I have this, I set up this, all of this good stuff. So I'll keep quiet. In this requirements, do we have concerns, questions, anything that is not clear? Please again, I've said from the very beginning, this is going to be very interactive section. This is just the first day of the session. We're not going to do anything too fancy today, but it's about two of us understanding what we are getting into, and if we are really ready for it. This is what today is all about, really. So requirements, technical requirements. Do we understand that? Any questions on this? So I'm not looking at the chat, so if anybody wants to, okay, I'll look at the chat now, but please feel free to talk as well. Okay, James said I'm good. Thank you, James. So yeah, that's James. All of us, are we good as well?
Hi. I don't think I have enough memory because I'm using a old laptop. I have a Mac, but I realized a lot Mac PC doesn't really allow you to install few things. So I'm using an old laptop right now, but the minimum thingy is not enough. It says I'm currently using 7.70 GB.
Okay, that's your RAM size, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you okay, because I mean to be able to experience and have a very good experience, it will be good. But do you have like any cloud service, like maybe Azure or AWS?
Yes.
Do you have those? Okay, you have that. So can you spin up any of these things on your Azure service?
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. So do you know how to do that, or would you need help?
I'll give it a try. Do we have to do it today?
No. We're not doing it today.
Yeah.
We're not doing any technical. So I'm just, again, these are the things I would need, because by next time we will start to get into this. So I just want to make sure that people are comfortable and they understand what I'm saying, because there's no, it doesn't give me any joy, and I'm sure it doesn't give any joy if at the end of this session you don't fully understand what I'm saying. So it's going to be a waste of your time, and it's going to be a waste of my own time as well. That's why I want to make sure that we are all on the same page and we understood what I'm saying. So yeah, sorry, I don't quite catch your name. What's your name again, please?
Bimbala.
Bimbala.
B. Yeah.
B. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I think for you then it's sorted out. You said you've got a subscription in Azure, so you can spin up this thing in Azure. That's fine. Oh, thank you for that, Bimbo. So others, are we okay with the requirements? Any concerns? Anything that we want to raise? Okay, I think that too. Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, can you please speak up, please? You said yes. Yes. Does your yes means that you are fine, or yes, you want to ask a question?
Sorry, yeah. Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine with the
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, because I didn't understand what your yes means. I just wanted to clarify it.
Hello.
Okay.
My name is Shola.
Shola, okay. Sorry, yeah, go on, Shola.
I'm running a Windows 10. Do I really need to upgrade it to Windows 11?
No, you don't have to. As long as because we're going to be installing a virtual, machine, like a virtual box on top of your Windows 10. So as long as your Windows 10 machine has these minimum requirements, it's got like CPU of Core 4, or maybe if you got like 𝐖7, 𝐖5, that'll be perfect. If you go 𝐖5, 𝐖7, and your RAM is minimum of 8 GB, but I recommend 16 GB to be honest. And if you use like SSD, then perfect. So you don't have to upgrade to Windows 11. So because your Windows 10 is the host machine, right? And what we're going to be installing, so all of these things are going to be installed. I mean, I'll show you what we're going to be installing. So this Ubuntu products OS and this thing, they are all virtual machines. They are not physical machines. So your physical machine is going to be your host machine, right? And these other ones are going to be VMs. So VM means virtual machines. So they are going to be getting their IP addresses from your own host machine or your physical machine, as the case may be. So you don't have to upgrade to Windows 11. So just as long as you've got all of these, requirements. So you might want to double check to make sure that your CPU at least it's core 6 plus, your RAM size it's minimum of 16, because you could go away with 8 GB, but it might be very slow and you might not be able to run like 3 VMs at a time. That's why I'm really laying emphasis on these requirement, because it's very important for us to kind of understand these requirements. Anybody else on the technical requirement before I move on to the next stage? So otherwise I'm going to assume that we're fine. So I'm doing this so that we all can go and check, make sure that we are we're happy with it. So I'll move on if no one is asking any other questions. Okay, so who is this course for? So those who want to start that career in security operations. I've explained what SOC and security operations is. Again, it's the center that is secure, physically, cyberly secured. You just cannot get in there anyhow. Sometimes you have to be SC clear before you get into a SOC center. You have to be DV clear. For those of you that have been living in the UK more than 5 years, potentially you could get a company that will do clearance for you, because they might say, oh, you have to be this is clear, police clearance, DV, SC, whatever clearance, before you can get into a security operations center. It's always very secure in a very secure locations. So those who has got SOC interviews, so I put that there because maybe someone has been interviewing for SOC and he or she has not been able to get a job. So this course is going to help you, because we're going to be doing like a live scenarios. We're going to be doing a lot of demos, and see how things are in real life, really. So those who wants to start as a level 1 or level 2 analyst. So security operation again is like a big name. So underneath we have like level 1, level 2 analyst. So sorry, does anybody want to ask questions? I thought somebody wanted to say something.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. You are actually touching on what I was going to ask. I was going to say, after this training, you go to start as a level 1, or you are okay to go straight to level 2?
No, you can start as a level 2. You're going to start as a level 1. I mean, yeah, level 1. So why I say level 1 or level 2 is because I don't know people's where people are in terms of their knowledge. So for people that could pick things up very fast and they could run with it, yeah, they could potentially start from level 2. But otherwise, level 1 will have been the perfect place to start, because the expectation from your company is very minimal and they just expect you to do minimum. But obviously, you don't want to stay in level 1. You want to progress and move to other levels within the rank. So someone who wants to defend important data, what does that mean? It's very important. So like I said, important data. Security it goes beyond money, it goes beyond passion and all of those things that we've said at the beginning. You have to have your why. Why do I want to do it? Do I care about people's data? Do I care about personal data being exposed? What's my why? What's my motivation? Why do I want to do this? So someone wants to defend. So because why I use the word defend is because SOC operation is about defend. So we are the one defending the attack. So see the SOC operation as the police and thieves, right? We have the police and we have the thieves. So the thieves are attacking and the police are defending. So that's why we have the red team and the blue team. So we are the blue team. So all we do is to defend attacks, to look at these attacks that are coming to our organization, and we're trying to defend it. And I also said realistic people, and that's really interesting, because I know that a lot of us are not realistic. And I said realistic because it's going to really take a lot from you to be successful in this journey. It's not hard, and I like to put it this way: it's not hard, at the same time, it's not easy. So I love to say that very, very clear, and I'll say it again: it's not hard, and at the same time, it's not easy. But it needs you to be realistic with yourselves, because it's going to require a lot of learning, a lot of research, a lot of personal development as well. Yes, like I said, I would help, every step of the way. I would do it, but I cannot do the study for you. I cannot do the research for you. I cannot do a lot of things for you. In as much as I will give you every support that you need, but if you don't sit down and do the studies yourself, and have the passion and push yourself and do all of those things, it will not be productive. So I need people that are passionate about it, that understand why. Again, always understand your why. Why am I doing this? What is the reason for me doing this? It could be money, but money is not enough. You have to have passion for it. You have to understand why you're doing it. You have to understand, everything that this thing is involved. So, the last point here is those who can keep confidential details or data, whatever you want to call it. So I think I said at the beginning of this thing that I've been around in this industry for a while by God's grace. So, I've seen people that have gone to jail for being in security industry, and I know what I mean by that. Because when you work for certain organizations, they will tell you to sign what we call NDA, non-disclosure agreements, because some details, some level of confidentiality that you would see, you cannot disclose it. You cannot even say it. You cannot even say it to your wives. You cannot even say it to your husbands. That is how confidential it is. And you will sign an agreement to say, if this thing is disclosed, this should happen to me. So that's why I said those who can keep confidential details. You have to be confidential. You cannot be in security and your mouth is loose. You can't be there, because it requires people who can keep confidentiality of data, of details. You could even see, you can be working for an NHS or whatever, and you saw some confidentiality data about your neighbor. You cannot even say it to her or to him. You dare not. You're just gonna stay in your mind. You just cannot say it. I've been privileged to see many things in my career, but I cannot say it. Even my wife that sleep on the same bed, I cannot tell her that this is after my work. She asked me, how was your work today? I'll just say, it's fine. I'll tell her what I'll do, but I can't go into details because of what I've signed. And again, this is what security is all about. It's about protecting confidential data, keeping those things like integrity, availability, and all of those things about data needs to be intact. And this career gives you opportunity to see many things. That's just one thing about it. You'll be exposed to so many things, but you have to. Your level of confidentiality has to be on point. So that is why I said, it's just going to be for people that can keep, confidentiality. So yes, we're going to be like I said, we're going to be looking at lab. So we're going to be downloading malicious files. We're going to be importing them into our virtual box. We're going to be importing Windows 11 into virtual box. So basically, this is going to be very hands-on, and the good thing is that you guys are going to be doing it. So I'll be explaining it and you'll be doing it, and that's how you learn it. You need to make your own mistakes. You need to make your own mistakes, learn from it, and be able to correct yourselves. And that is exactly how you will learn. Because when you go for your interviews, they would ask you, do you have your own lab? And they will ask you, what do you have in your labs? So as a security specialist or analyst professional, if you tell them that, no, I don't have a lab, I can tell you 100% that you're not getting that job. Because what that means is that you're not serious. Because how could you be doing security and you don't have a lab? Then how do you practice your skills? How do you develop your skills? How do you learn? How do you make mistakes? Because you are not allowed to do all of those things in a production environment. So you need to make your mistakes in your own lab. You need to break stuff in your own lab. You need to understand how things works in your own lab. So what you are doing in production is what is real. You cannot be tampering with people's data. You cannot be experimenting with people's data in a live environment. That is why you have your own lab, because your lab is going to mirror exactly like your work environment. So you can play in your lab environment. You can break things. And one more thing that I didn't add to this slide, and I'm going to be saying it. Once we start the lab, because we're going to be dealing with live malwares, like real malwares, I will explain to you how to separate your lab machine and your physical machine. Because if you don't do it that way, virus might get into your machine and it might corrupt your machines. So I will stay quiet in that, and I know people might want to ask me questions on this. So I've seen one. Who's that? I think it's Adedeji. No, there's skip. There's no ethical hacking. No, we're not hacking anything there. This is blue team. So hacking is red teaming. So we're not doing ethical hacking. We're going to be doing, again, SOC operations. We're going to be doing blue team. We're going to be defending. So see the ethical hacking like the people that attacks, but this course is not going to be doing that. We're going to be defending. So if people need course on ethical hacking, we can look at that at later stage. But this course is not looking at that. On this course, we're only defending. We're just blue team. We're just defenders. We're not attacking. Do we need any certification at the end of this training? Yeah, so we're going to be looking at Security Plus. Again, this certification does not design, this course is not designed to train you for certification, but for whoever that wants to do certifications, I am happy to show you how you can get it done, and I can show you things that you need. So actually this course is kind of designed for you to be able to see hands-on and understand what SOC is all about. Whereas the certification Security Plus kind of explains everything again about security. So, and I would always recommend that. It's a very good certification to have. However, this course is not designed for that purpose, but for whoever that is interested, that wants to, because I do have Security Plus many years back as well. So if anybody is keen to have the certification, I will be more than happy to support you and show you how you can get it. So I hope I've answered that question. I'll stay just one or 2 minutes on that. So any more questions? What's the future of SOC? SOC is always there. SOC is not going anywhere. So I tell my wife, I tell her everything. I said, as long as we have internet, security is one of the most secure job that you can ever get into. As long as there's internet, because there's always threat, there's always vulnerability. So forget about the fact they're saying AI. AI is not taking security job. AI is just going to be like an additional tool that you can apply as a security professional to do your work. AI is just going to be like, automation, basically. That's all it does for you. It's not taking the job, because there's so many things that AI cannot understand in an environment that it will take years, because you have to understand how AI works. AI is just learning something. You will learn about the environment. So basically, AI learns what human tells it to learn. AI doesn't understand anything by itself. It's we that we're teaching AI. So AI comes into an environment. We say 1 + 1 is 2. And AI understands that 1 + 1 is 2. And tomorrow, if you ask AI, what is 1 + 1? You tell it that 1 + 1 is 2. Because we tell it to AI that 1 + 1 is 2. But if you say 1 plus 1 is 16, and maybe we change the strings every other day, AI doesn't have any idea. So to answer your question, Skip, I don't know your name, but it's coming up as Skip. The future of SOC is bright. The SOC is not going anywhere. SOC will continue to be. Yes, artificial intelligence might enhance the capability of SOC, but that's all it will do. It will not take away SOC. Again, as long as it's internet, security is not going anywhere. And I think it will be interesting to also say one thing. This is also one of the careers, or one of the space that you can be, that it will not be outsourced, because security cannot be. They can't outsource it to India or anywhere, because it's governed by regulations. So there's policies and all of this. Because imagine UK Home Office now outsourcing their data to China or to India or to Africa. That's not possible. So the data has to stay in the UK. So meaning that they have to employ people from the UK to look after these things. So that's another motivation that could let people go into this career, because of job security. So basically, it's not like tester. A tester can be anywhere, really. I'm not saying testing is not good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, you could hire a tester from India, and he or she can do the job in the UK. It could be anywhere in Europe. But security is not like that, because you are protecting special data, and sometimes those data has to be in a certain region. They cannot be taken away from that region. So that means you have to hire people from that region to manage those security. So okay, Skip, your name is Babajide. Okay, nice to meet you. So I would move on now to the next one if there's no any more questions. So yeah, today so yeah, the next one is, I just want to be, I'm going to be showing us a very basic demo today, just so we can understand what we're going to be getting. So phishing demo, I'm sure a lot of us have heard about phishing, even though if you have not worked as a security, we get phishing emails, phishing calls every day. So what is a phishing? So a phishing email, it's basically, so a phishing email is a form of social engineering where attackers deceive people to reveal sensitive information, or installing malware such as ransomware through a phishing email. So that is what phishing is. So from the word phishing, right, you want to fish somebody, you want to get something from that person, by deceiving that person, by making sure that the person doesn't think, and you use your in Nigeria they call it scope, right? So it's called scope in Nigeria. So you use scope to get information from that person. No, we're not Saka, we're not downloading. Again, like I said, today we're not downloading anything. I just showed you what we're going to be doing. So like, if I'm going to be downloading anything, I'll be coming to the group and send us a link like 2 or 3 days before our session, so that you will have downloaded those files, so that it's easier when we are doing labs, because we don't want to be downloading it while we're doing the lab. It will slow us down. So I will send a message to everyone to say, this is the link, could you please download this, just put it in your download folder. We're going to be needing it like in 2 days time, so that everybody has done it. And if you have not done it, that means you will not be able to follow us for those demos, because we will not be able to wait for you. So because I can't possibly download it for everybody, it will take all our time, and we'll not even have time to even do anything again. So I would I'll implore us to, again, I will let us know we're not downloading anything today, we're not installing anything today. So I hope that is clear. Is that Saka, right? That's clear. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so phishing, that's what phishing is all about, again, using Nigerian term, and for those that are not Nigerian, it's just a way of deceiving people to get sensitive details from them, like their password, credit card number, social security number, NI number, sensitive data, you could get it from them. So that's what phishing is all about.
Yeah. Hi, James.
I
I had an issue yesterday.
Okay.
So I booked booking.com
Yeah.
holiday, and the hotel messaged me that I need to confirm my booking. So they sent me a link because I already chat with the hotel about if I could make a payment, and they told me no. So I assumed it was Will.
Yeah.
So I click on the link and they asked me to enter my bank details, which I did.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but luckily, I quickly, because it was loading, it was loading for almost 2 minutes. So I quickly canceled it. And immediately when I canceled it, I got a message from the hotel saying that if you receive this link, we should ignore it and contact our bank. So immediately I checked my account. They didn't take any money. Then I have to contact my bank, and they have to, cancel my card and so on.
Yeah. So you've just experienced what is phishing. That's the best explanation. That means phishing is very clear to you. That's exactly what they do. Imagine if they do it to you as a person, individual.
Yeah.
Imagine how much money they will get from organization. I've seen, again, I'm not going to mention that company in America. They lost about 50,000 US dollars. No, 150,000 US dollars through phishing email, just through one click, just through one. And with phishing, they target very high level people that don't think. With phishing, they can just say, they can target a secretary of a CEO, and they'll say, oh, the CEO have asked us to reach out to you to pay this money. And so there's a way they will put the English. If you're not, that's why every time before you do anything, you have to wait, pause, and think. And again, that's what security is all about, because these are the things that you're going to be dealing with on a day-to-day basis. You're going to be seeing all of these things live once you start working as a security analyst. Again, this is why you need to start from the basis, so that you can understand all of these things, and later you can then go into compliance and whatever. So yeah, thanks for that example. Yeah, that was really good. So I've got some people messaging here. So sorry, can I record? Ebon, yeah. So James, is there any group link? Yes, I think Pat can sort. Yeah, there's group link. I mean, there's a group, so Pat can add you to the group. James, Ebonlua, can I record? This is being recorded already, so you can speak to Pat. Pat can help you with that if you need a copy. Adedeji says, sorry, I'm taking you back on this. I went to my system to obtain this below. Does it comply with the specification? I think I showed you the specification. I can't see your specification. If you can tell me. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Install 212 RAM. So the processor is i7. Yeah, this is perfect. This is good. This is good. Yeah, this is good. Sorry, I don't know what I did. I've just okay, let me go back. Okay, so who's that? Okay, did you say thanks? Yeah, thanks. Okay, who's that? That's it really. 1 second. I'll stop sharing. Let me find my, let me stop sharing and get my stuff back. So 1 second, guys. Okay, so I'll be back. So I'm going to share again. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so yeah, that's really good. The specification you showed, it's really good. So we're going to be sorry, let me get back. So yeah, we're going to be doing like practical analysis of phishing email from. So I will do one. I'll show us an example of a phishing email. You know how we can know that this is a phishing email, and I will ask just one person under 5 minutes, not more than 5 minutes, to do it as well. So whoever that want to volunteer can volunteer, just one person. So I'm going to be running through a phishing email. I'll show us, you know, what we need to do, how we analyze phishing email. It's going to be done under 5 minutes, not more than that. So I'm going to show us one sample. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. So I'm going to be showing us my. So I'm going to be showing you guys my laptop screen. So basically, I've downloaded a sample
Hold
of
on,
the phishing
James.
email.
Hold on, James.
We
I
can
think,
see your
yeah,
screen,
your
please.
screen is not showing.
It's gone. Okay, sorry. Let me show it again. Let me know if you guys can see my screen now.
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So brilliant. So I'm just going to be showing us a very simple demo of a phishing email. So sorry. Yes, we can. Okay, cool. All right. So I hope everyone can see my screens now, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool, brilliant. So I'm going to be doing just one example of phishing email. So I've downloaded it already. I'm not going to. Yeah, I won't send it to you guys because I don't want to, you know, I don't want virus to get into your machine. So this is an email sent to me. Again, it was similar to what I don't know your name, but the one you just said that they send something to you from booking.com. So yeah, they send this to me. Well, there are a few things that you could look at when you're looking at phishing email. Number one, if you look at the way this email is, sometimes it's more properly structured, but oftentimes it doesn't really make any sense. But see, number one, they send it to me, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓 on behalf of client this. You can see that it doesn't. If you look at the domain is mail.c2 whatever. I don't know this domain. That's one. But the first thing that you want to do in a phishing email, I'm sure that email they sent to you from booking.com whatever, that's phishing email, is going
It
to
wasn't an email. That's the problem. It was a chat. You know, I'm booking off a message.
It could be a chat, but there will be a link in there. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a link, right?
Oh, yeah, there was a link.
Yeah,
but
so
it
there's
like
always a link, and sometimes it looks very, very real.
weird. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. So, but what you would do, but after this course,
Yeah.
you'll be able to analyze any link. If you suspect any link, there's a way to do it. There's a way to know. So, okay, you can see if you just over your mouse towards this, you can see there's a tracking number, right? And they said sign in. So once they say sign in, there are two things. They want to harvest your credentials. So it could be your credit card, your name, whatever. That's what they want to steal from you. That's why they say sign in. So if I click on this link and I put my details, it's going to go to their database. That's the bad actors database. And from there, they can really do damage to me. So again, they say track. So either of this link, if you just over your mouse towards it and just right click it and copy the link, you can see copy the hyperlink. That is the link. So I've copied the link. So I can go to this, my friend. We call it virus total, and these are all the things that we're going to do. I call it virus total. Okay, this is it. So if I go to this very good website, virus total, let's go to virus total. This one, yeah, this is virus total. So I've copied the link already, right? So because as a security analyst, you need to do many things just to confirm that what you are doing is correct. So I'll come to this URL. I'll come to URL, under URL, then I'll paste the link. I'll just paste the link there. I'll do Control V, and I'll say, I'll just hit enter. So it's going to run a scan on it. So it's going to scan it. You could see, can we all see the result of my scan? Can we see it? So what does it say?
Wow.
What does it say?
Phishing.
So 100% I know that this link is bad. So even before I put all of my details in there, you could see it's a phishing email. So to now do it better, I'll go back to the email again. I'm not doing an exam. You can click it, don't worry. And I'll go to this. I can go to these 3 dots. I need the property of the email. So okay, yeah, sorry, these 3 dots. No, that's not what I want. I've been able to establish them. I just need I need to, where's the original email? So I want to copy the original email and whack it into my MX2. So I want to know exactly where this email is coming from. So 3 dots. No reply. No, that's not what I want. Okay, I need to go to the original email again. No. Okay. So yeah. So there are 2 things you can see. If I come to here, so yeah, it's sent to me, right? But if I look at where it's coming from, so this is where it's coming from. This is exactly where it's coming from. So it's coming from this domain at mail.c2 whatever. I don't know this domain. So we can have a look at this domain and say, okay, let's copy this domain and let's see what we get from it. So it's coming from C2GH6EP whatever. This is the domain. And say, let's copy this domain and go back to VirusTotal and see what does VirusTotal say about this domain. Do we know this domain? Okay, couldn't find the domain, but let's just go to Google and see, what we are doing now is called open source threat intelligence. So we're trying to get a threat intel about that particular domain. So this domain does not exist. So what could have happened is that they didn't register this domain, or they've closed this domain. It's either of the 2. But anyways, either ways, we've been able to establish that this email that was sent to me, claiming that I've got like a tracking whatever is not true, and this is a phishing email. So does it make sense? This is just the glimpse of what we're going to be doing in the course. It's going to be very hands-on, so we're going to be doing it this way. But I just wanted to show you, just basic, and I will just ask somebody, just one person. So James said it is fun. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, security is fun, but it can be dangerous as well. So who's going to be that volunteer just to run through 2 minutes? Just 2 minutes. So you can. Fortune want to try. That's fine. Pat, can you let Fortune just share his screen? I'm happy to walk through him, but I just want to make sure that you do it yourself. So I think you can share your screen on Fortune.
Okay.
So if you open your email, I can show you where to get those malicious.
Yeah, I think it. Okay, because yeah. Window. Yeah, I think he can see my screen now.
Not yet. I can't see anything yet. I don't know if anybody else can see, but I can see it. Yeah. I can see your screen now. Can you go to your Gmail? I guess you use Gmail, right? Yeah, just go to your Gmail.
Yeah, I use Gmail.
Yeah, just go to your Gmail. I'll walk you through what to do. No worries. So, but yeah, this is how the course is gonna be. It's gonna be very hands-on, and we're going to be doing and the best way to learn it is actually doing it yourself. So if you go to your spam emails. Just go to your spam folder. Yeah, just go to more spam. Yeah, click on spam folder. Oh, you don't have any spam email. Oh, that's interesting.
I've got one.
No, this is yeah. Okay, click on that. Oh, have you deleted all your spam emails?
Well, let me.
Usually, everybody usually have. If I show you my, I've got like tons there.
Yeah, I think I've got on my Outlook that definitely where. So my Outlook is what I use for pretty much everything. So.
Ah, okay, maybe that's why.
Yeah. So yeah, in my junk.
So which one do you want us to use? Let's find the one that does link that this is a real spam email.
Definitely all of them.
Okay, this is one of them. Okay, so let's copy the link. Make sure that you don't click on it, just copy it. Just do copy. Don't click on it, just copy it.
Yeah, copied.
Yeah, it's copied. Then go to VirusTotal. Yeah, .com, virustotal.com. Yeah, the first one, that very first one. Yeah, click on that. Just go to URL and just work that in there. Just put and do enter. Just click on enter. Let's see what that brings. So it's analyzing that link. Because it might be a spam and not phishing, so there are two different things. So there's difference between spam and phishing. Spam is just spamming you; they're not trying to get anything. So it's not really anything. You could see it's clean, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to that email. Let's go back to that. So let's go to three dots. If you go to your far right, click on three dots. And go and copy the email, like the original email. Keep coming down. Is there anywhere where you can copy the email? Like I want to do view. Keep coming down and do view. Like no, that's not what I want. I want you to copy the original email. So yeah, go to that's not. In Outlook, should be able to do it in Outlook. If just usually it should be that three dots, but have they changed something there? So if you go back to that three dot again, three dots. There's reply, there's flag, reports, blog, print. No prints. Let's go to that print. No, I'm looking for where we can copy the original email. Wait, I can't see what is down. So keep going down, keep coming down. Oh wait, maybe I think there is advanced. No, I saw something like advanced. Go back to that three dots. Let's see what we have in advanced. No, we don't want to create rules. Go to view. What do we have in view? View email source. No, go to view message source. Go to view message source. Yeah, go to that one. So yeah, this is the header. So copy, do Control A and Control C. Control A and Control C. Just this message sources. That's all that you need. Don't copy any other thing. From the very top, from received from, copy it all the way.
It looks like I can't. It's copying pretty much everything.
No, yeah, I just wanted to copy. No, just to go to the last page and do not Control C or Control A, just because I don't want it to copy the main body, just this source alone. That's what we need to copy. Yeah, exactly. Just do it that way. Yeah, do it that way. Yeah, exactly. Do it that way. Keep coming down. Yeah, keep coming down. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. We have like less than 5 minutes. Keep coming down. Yeah, have you copied everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do Control C. Yeah, and go to open another browser and do MX box, M as in X for xylophone, then box, MX box. No, box as in MX box. Just Google it. Google MX box. Yeah, something like that. MX box. Yeah. So that first one. Yeah. No. Go back. Go up. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Click on that, and go to analyze headers. Analyze header at the top. Analyze header. Keep it up. Yeah. Analyze header, and just whack that source into that. Just whack in there and just run. So plug it in there and just do enter. Just put it there and do enter. It's going to analyze the header for us. So keep coming down. So let's see where the email. Just stay there. No, go up. You can see from. So we want to know exactly where the email comes from. So go up. So you could see from number 1 from. So it actually comes from this. So it comes from this address. Can you see? Yeah, the IP address is 192.102.7.50. So that's where it comes from. So you could do further analysis on that. So like I said, this is not a phishing email, but and from the look of things is a good email. You could see if you look at the blacklist at far right, you could see that it's only blacklisted just one. Every other thing is green. That shows it's good. So again, this is what we're going to be doing. Doing it in real time and in real, life. So I'm going to ask Fortune to stop. So, it's just last one. Questions. So thank you for your time today. It's questions time. And so any questions from the audience? And do you like it? Do you like the section? And any feedback, anything that you want to say?
How many days is the section? Is it just
2 days?
A week?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. Thursday and what?
Saturday, Thursday and Saturdays. Yes.
Same time. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
But if there's going to be any changes to the time, the admin would communicate. But oftentimes it's going to be the same time.
Yeah.
Adede said very interesting. Thank you. Shaye, thanks everyone. So sorry, go on. Who's that, please?
Yeah, this is Deji. Hi.
Oh, hi, Deji.
Yeah, hi. I know some people are joining this for the first time.